Hey guys, welcome to Tuesday Night Mindset Mindfulness, Mental Health and Mindfulness. Tonight, I got something a bit different for you guys. I will have a special guest next week. Supposed to have Justin basically from Tanked on. Justin had to give us a bit of a break. He's a bit on break next week, so we will not have Justin, but have someone special for you next week. Next Monday also is the start of our new challenge in here in the HAL group. So if you are part of Frank's team, Simone Strong, the HAL group, you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook outside of the group, and you want to be interested, you want to find out what the Spring Up challenge is, messages. Find out what's going on. Put a comment in the comments below, and we'll definitely get to you guys. But tonight, okay, puzzles of the mind. I wanted to talk to you guys. This actually kicked out because this is going to be a shout out to Coach Sandra Bartlett. If you guys haven't heard Sandra, she does speak. She comes in the third Tuesday of the month to work with us. She's absolutely amazing, and she helps everybody. She's absolutely amazing. But I have some interesting things about how that's going to portray and what that has to do with tonight's presentation. So stand by in that space. So a lot of things going on, really exciting things, especially things going on in this group. So let's get into it. What do I mean by puzzles of the mind and helping yourself? Okay, so a couple of things: stress and problems. Okay, that everyone has, and they deal with them on different levels. Everyone deals with problems on different levels, and how those problems, what those problems are, and how well and how difficult you can handle your problems. So there's that being said, we should never really downplay somebody else's problems. Okay, and I would never do that. Never say that somebody else has their problems are worse than mine or better than mine. That's not of any importance, but it's how you kind of you that's not right, but that's kind of how you deal with it. So let's look at this a bit more. Let's get into this a bit more. So next slide. It's how you. I want to talk about this a little bit, but I have two videos to go on to talk to you guys about. But this is how you help yourself. Okay, so really breaking down, if you have a problem, if you have an issue, into kind of 3 steps. Okay, identifying the problem, knowing where your issue is when you take a step back out of the situation. So, for example, I have no problem sharing what brought on this today for me, which made me, kind of think about this whole situation. Sandy helped me get into it. Sandra helped me get into it, but I had a little bit more of a stress with the client and how our proposal that was going out and how things were going to be handled. Okay, pricing was a bit of an issue. Knew that pricing was going to be an issue with this particular client and how things were going to work. But when I heard back about financing, we were, it was significantly over. Where things weren't exactly, what they seemed. That being said, I took it upon myself, and that it was something that I had done wrong. Okay, even though when I had, dealt with it, probably really wasn't. So I was taking this on board on myself on how a problem that really wasn't mine. Really wasn't a problem that I had to deal with, okay, that I shouldn't, okay? Anyways, make a long story short, even myself deals with these same things. Even I deal with Coach Dan, everyone does. And when I ran into Coach Sandy this afternoon, she asked me, said, Nick, what's the difference to what you're doing and what you know it's right? And I said, I'm actually doing it. I'm not following through on what I know is the right thing to do. I've identified the problem. I know that it's not my fault. Okay. I'm internalizing this more than I have to. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not doing the first step right. I am doing the first step right. Did I create a goal? Did I create a step to move, which is the second one? Did I create a step to solve this problem? Yeah, I knew what to do. Put those into place several times, but I wasn't checking myself. Okay. And I wasn't doing that. So knowing what the problem is, okay, having a plan to solve the problem doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to come about the problem and fix it in the right way. Okay. So there's a lot of things that I want to unpack here in this situation, but I don't want to spend too much time on this. But knowing how, what's important is knowing how to help yourself, okay, and how you deal with stress and pressure the best way. Okay, that doesn't mean that Dan, I'm going to call you out right now, Dan, okay, because, and not a bad one, but Coach Dan on his personal page the other day said, what you do with stress, a bucket of chips, 50 Shades of Gray, and something else. And everyone's like, people are like, yes, and we're like, no. It's up to you. It's individualized. This is the way I deal with stress, the way I handle my problems. It might not necessarily be the best way that you do. That doesn't mean that for you it's right or you it's wrong. It may not be best for your body or for your what's the better word, for your healthy active lifestyle. Okay, but that doesn't mean that it's wrong for you. So everyone has to deal with their problems around the way. So I want to watch this quick video, and I want to know if you guys can hear it. So if people are watching, make sure you can hear it, because I believe I did it right again. I'm usually starting to get a bit better at this, but we'll find out. Okay, great video, and I have 2 videos today, but this is a really good one I want to start with. Okay, and let's see if I can get it to work properly here. Let's watch this video. Make sure you can hear it. Can you guys hear that? You able to hear it? Dan? Anyone out there? It's about 5 of you watching. 6 of you watch. 8 now. How many people are you able to get it? Can you hear that? Let me know.
Everyone has their own individual pressures. As students, you have pressures to study. People who work go through pressures of deadlines and commitments at work. People who are married are worried about family pressures, their mortgages, their bills, and their mother-in-laws and father-in-laws and sister-in-laws and brother-in-laws and whatever else exists. I was telling a story the other day. This is my favorite story. I just keep sharing it all the time. This is what really happened. You can't believe this, but this happened. I came to London Heathrow once, and at London Heathrow, I came to the immigration officer, and this immigration officer, elderly man, he said, "So what are you here for?" I said, "To give talks." He said, "Then are you living at your Watford Centre?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "How long will you stay here for?" I said, "About 2 weeks." He said, "And can I ask you a personal question?" I said, "Please, sir." He said, "Are you married?" I said, "You're an Indian, aren't you?" "I'm a monk." He said, "No, I was just cross-checking, just in case." And then he said, "Can I ask you another one, please?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Are you not missing anything in life?" He thought he caught me at the wrong foot. "Are you not missing anything in life?" I said, "Of course I am." He said, "What?" I said, "Problems." You know what? He loved my answer. Believe me, hand on my heart, he stamped my passport, and as I'm walking out of the gate, he put his hand on my head, blessing me, said, "Son, remain like this. Son, remain like this. You will never have to go through any issues and your problems in life." God, you know what? I mean, it's nice to laugh at, but as I walked through the gate, I turned to him and told him, "Look, gentlemen, I must tell you something. Don't think that me as a monk is free from problems. anyone who lives in this dog eat, dog live world, as they might say, or anyone who lives in this world full of rat race and pressures, whether it's you who are a student studying, or one of you corporates or business people who's working, or married man or lady who's kind of dealing with family life, or myself as a monk. We are all subject to our own pressures. We are all subject to our own stresses. We are all subject to our own individual worries and anxieties. Just the flavor is different.
Amazing video. And he's a great guy. Okay, if you haven't watched any of his stuff before, I tend to use his stuff quite often because his stuff's pretty next level. But he brings up a couple good points, and I want to reflect on those. And I'm sorry if the video is a bit small. I'll make this a bit bigger for next time. But the first thing that he talks about is he says, like, at the end, after he tells his story, okay, which is a very powerful story about him. He's not with anybody. He's obviously a monk. It's kind of a silly question to be asked, but he does have still have his problems, and that doesn't mean, like the first one here, over here says, is everyone has problems, and everyone's issues and problems are different. Okay, that doesn't mean that in the second one, that someone's problems are different, easier, better, change different than somebody else's. That's not the case. Okay, everyone has their own problems. Everyone's problems are different, and everyone's problems are different weights on themselves. To reflect back on what I said earlier today, okay, and my problem earlier today, and Sandra said it to me. She goes, "Nick, where is this pressure coming from? Is it coming from your boss? Is it coming from client, your boss, or someone you work with, or your client, or where's it coming from? Is it coming from your business partner? Where is it? Okay, where's this problem coming from?" And good question. And I thought I knew. I've done a lot of professional development on myself, and I knew where it came from right away. And I don't want to point this out, but I knew exactly where it came from, and I knew it was my internal pressure though. Okay, but I knew the root of where that pressure came from. But just like I said in the first slide, second slide, just because I knew where the problem came from, the pressure came from, doesn't necessarily mean that I was prepared in that moment to handle it the correct way, and I didn't. Okay, and I wasn't. Now going back to this, it is how you deal with the problem at the moment. Okay, how you deal with that problem. Are you capable and ready, prepared, okay, to put in place and do the things that you need to do every single time? Okay, do you have a knee-jerk reaction and probably didn't set yourself in the right mindset, whatever it is? Okay, this is where we sit right now. Okay, but next, how do you deal with your stresses in your everyday life? This is what I want to put out to everybody, is how, as ask you is how do you, and I'd love for you to share. Okay, so comment, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you are. I'd love for you to share, okay, where this is coming from. Okay, where does this stress come from? Hello, Kat. How are you? Thank you for joining. Hello, friend. Hello, all my friends out there. How do you deal with your stress? Do you journal, write about it? And I know a lot of people do. I do. I have no problem showing that. I actually have mine, and I've talked about this before in other segments. And there's a journal writing. This is mine, my Mojo book, from the amazing Gary Birtwistle. Gary's this stuff on the Mojo radio show. That's my my journal. I have no problem saying that I do that. We have Justin Priestley on every week. Justin, I know you're out there, Justin, because I'm getting messages just like that right there on my watch from you. So I know you're out there today. So I know that you're participating in this. Okay. Meditation with Justin, is that something you do? Is that something maybe you need to take to the next level? Do you need to contact Justin and get that something more than just seeing it every once every 4 weeks? Are you prepared to do that and ready to make that part of your problem-solving schedule, dealing with things better? Do you work out? Do you stress work out? I know someone in this group, I'm going to call out names, but does. They stress work out. When they're stressed, they go to the gym and they live there. You know, a lot of people that do that, that spend a lot of time in the gym because they get the chemical release in their brain when they work out to overcome the stress. Not saying it's good, not saying it's bad. Everyone deals with it their own way. Okay. I know someone that I deal with a lot, Nathan Forbes. We had naturopath Nathan Forbes, MD Nathan Forbes on a couple months ago, and he talks to me about all the time about sitting in this moment. Okay, sit in the moment. What does that mean? Okay, you have a problem. You know what the problem is. You've identified the problem. Sit in the moment. How does that make you feel? What is it doing for you? What is it not doing for you? Really engulfing yourself in that moment of that feeling and identifying where it comes from and why you're dealing with it that way, and then let it go and let go of it. There's breathing activities. Did an amazing one, and I needed someone at the moment, and Sandra was actually the perfect time. I keep saying this. She was a perfect timing for me, and I believe that God, the universe, whatever you believe in, puts people in your life at the exact time which you need them. Okay, Sandy was there today at the perfect time, and she said to me, she goes, Nick, you need to breathe into this. Did a wonderful breathing exercise we did together that helped me to release this problem. Okay, let's go on to these more, because the second video is about that. Okay, letting go of the problem. Some problems may be too great for you to handle. Okay, or meaning they're too big for you necessarily to deal with. We have to let go of them. Just let go. How do you let go of the problems? Okay, let's go on to that one right now. Let's see if I can do this. This may crash the whole show. Of course, there it is. Let's see if I can get this to do it the way I really wanted to. Okay, we're going to be stuck doing this. I really don't like it this way, but let's make it happen. Let's go on to the next one. And this is when they say when problems are out of control. Let's have a listen to this one.
It was a hot summer day in Mumbai. One of those days when the humidity is so high that you sweat like crazy. I decided to make some fresh, cool lemonade for myself. As I began, a friend of mine called, and in the process of speaking to him, I didn't realize that I made a big blunder. I ended up adding about 5 times the amount of lemon to the water than what was actually needed. God, it tasted so sour that one sip poured into the mouth of an unconscious man would probably bring him back to consciousness. Well, somehow or the other, I had to correct this now, and as much as I wanted to remove some lemon juice out of the water to make it taste perfect again, it was impossible. Because some things in life can just never be undone. There was no way to remove the extra lemon from the water, but there sure would still be a way to fix the problem. The only way to correct the situation was to add 4 more glasses of water and dilute it. And here I was. Instead of 1, I now had 5 glasses of fresh lemonade ready to be served out to 4 more people. And I think life is exactly the same. Sometimes we cannot undo some things that may have gone wrong in our life. Some wrong decisions, wrong choices, wrong investments, wrong words that we may have spoken can never be undone. Not that we shouldn't try. We should definitely give our very best. But after having done what we can, when we cannot reverse things, To still keep trying is like attempting to remove lemon from water. I think that that would be such a sheer waste of time. Instead, we should try to work on adding so many right things in our life that the wrong seems smaller than what it was earlier. When problems seem to be helplessly beyond our control, rather than simply trying to remove them, let us add positivity in our lives and change our experience.
Okay, now again, legend. Okay, the man's is what he says is absolutely amazing. I love to listen to what he has to say and how he goes through some things and how he breaks things down. And this story does a really good one where he talks about lemons and water. Okay, so let's just break it down a little bit. Okay, he to revise was making lemonade. Hot day, making lemonade. Added too many lemons to the water, made it very bitter. Okay, very sour, very strong, very concentrated. So what did he do? Okay, he instead of choosing to live in this place of negativity, okay, in this bad place, he then turned it around, okay, to make it something positive. Okay, how did he do it? Okay, he chose to add more water, okay, to dilute the problem, okay, to make it positive. So instead of one glass or two glasses of very strong lemon water, okay, he had 5 glasses of amazing water. Okay, amazing lemon water. Now this is a good story for life. So when a problem gets too big, okay, a problem is in your life, how can you dilute that problem? Okay, how can you reduce that problem in your life? Okay, can you add more water? Can you add something good to it that makes it better, that can make it better? Okay, add positive things in your life so that things can get better. um I don't want to spend too much time because we do have a lot to go. I do have a lot to go over. Some really amazing things, okay, are coming on this week. Next week again, the Spring Up Challenge. Okay, up. Here's your hint. If you haven't seen it, all the exercises are going to be up, involving up. Sit ups, push ups, knee ups, punch ups, whatever you have to do. They're all about up, okay? Because it's a spring up challenge. We're getting ourselves ready, like the flowers are starting to pop up. I love the well outside today. Notice that my fruit trees in my backyard are starting to pop up flowers. I'm really excited about that. Knows it's springtime. Let's get into it, okay? So that's next Monday that starts. Make sure you're into it if you are. Okay, next Tuesday on this segment, Mindset, Mental Health, and Mindfulness, I'm going to have the amazing Stacy from this group. I'll tag Stacy in it. Stacy from Forever Flowering. Stacy's done some amazing things, and she is, an amazing workouts or whatever. Amazing. Stacy's an amazing person. I'm going to let her tell her story about the last few years of her life and how she's going on conquering things. Okay. So pretty amazing there. Want to leave that at that. Guys, next week, again, big things going on. If you want to get into the Spring Up Challenge, it is free in the HAL group right here. In the HAL group. If you are part of Team Fraction or Simone Strong, make sure you get in on this challenge. It's free, 7 days. Okay, a little bit of progression difficulty. Love to have you guys in on it. Start your change now, because are you ready? Summer is right around the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for tonight. I hope that I've had enough impact on you to help you guys in this mindset, mental health, and mindfulness challenge tonight. If you guys have any questions or comments, please post them below. Love to hear back from you. Still want to hear whether you're watching this live now or in the future. What do you do? What do you do to help yourself during a problem or stressful time? Okay. Again, I want to shout out to Sandra Bartlett for helping me today when dealing with it. Guys, no one's perfect. Even if you know you have a problem you might not be dealing with the right way, reach out, coach, friend, accountability partner, whatever it is, make sure that you're asking for help. Are you guys ready? Coming soon. See you next week.